Mother's Day hits differently when you're the one carrying everything, when you are the plan, when there is no backup, when your strength isn't a personality trait, it's survival. People celebrate strong women, but they rarely talk about what strength actually costs. They don't see the decisions, the money, the guilt, the pressure, the nights you hold it together because there isn't any other option. They see strong. They don't see survival. I've built a multi-million-dollar company while raising 4 kids, largely on my own. And I can tell you this, the women doing this, the solo moms building businesses while raising children, are some of the strongest, most underestimated people in the world. If you are building a business while raising kids alone, you're not just busy, you are doing something incredibly brave because entrepreneurship already requires a tremendous amount of uncertainty. Motherhood already requires a tremendous amount of sacrifice. Doing both without a real safety net, that requires a level of courage that most people will never understand. You are both provider and protector. You are building income. You are trying to create security, stability, legacy. And you're often doing all of this while carrying emotional weight that nobody else really ever sees because you don't let other people see it. There are 3 truths that go along with this. Truth number 1, strength gets mistaken for capacity. And one of the hardest parts of being highly capable is that people assume that because you can handle the stuff that you're handling, it must not be heavy or it's easy for you. I used to hear that all the time. Well, I think it's just easier for you. No, because you're competent. You become the one that they hand even more to. Have you noticed? If you are doing well and you're kind of keeping all of the plates spinning, then people think to themselves, well, she's got it and she can handle it. And if she can do that, well, she's probably going to be really good at this too. Carrying it well doesn't mean that it is not heavy. It just means that you've learned to adapt. It's kind of like a coping mechanism. You've just learned to be in the midst of what feels like chaos on every end. And so you've made it work. You have learned to stretch your bandwidth and you have learned to do things even when you're tired and even when you don't feel like it. It's just part of your everyday life. Truth number 2, high capacity women often receive the least amount of support. How ironic. But here's why. The women who look the strongest are often carrying the most. And because you show up, because you keep producing, because you keep solving problems, because they see some growth in your business, or they see that your kids are doing relatively well, at least right now, they assume that support for you right now isn't necessary. They think, she's got it. In fact, I remember people used to say to me, how do you do it all? And that would produce so much anxiety. It would trigger me. And I would think to myself, what are my options? As opposed to what? Curling up in a ball in the corner of the room? What will that do? What will that solve? How will that help my kids? They don't understand. They don't get it. There's a difference between handling things and keeping it all together and having real help or some type of infrastructure of support. Those are not the same thing. Here's truth number 3. You are allowed to want more than just survival. This one really matters. You are allowed to want more than just getting through the week. You are allowed to want peace, margin, joy, money, rest, expansion. You are allowed to want a life that looks like freedom, not just survival. This is not selfish. In fact, quite the contrary. This is wisdom. And isn't this something you want to model for your children? Kind of pass along. Honestly, this is why I created the free 15-minute reset I share with solo moms. Because when you're carrying too much, clarity totally disappears. And sometimes you do not need more motivation. In fact, motivation is not your issue. You need a way to get your mind clear so that you can think and strategize and make some decisions again. I'll link that below for you. This is also why most business advice fails for solo moms. Because most advice assumes time, support, margin, help, or some type of plan B or some type of other partner to provide a safety net if the business fails. So no, you do not need to hustle harder. You need a strategy that is built for your life, a business that supports your freedom, not one that quietly becomes another burden. So on Mother's Day, I hope somebody celebrates you. And even if they don't, I need you to hear this. What you are doing is extraordinary, not because it looks impressive, but because it's hard and it's lonely and it requires courage every single day. And because despite all of that, you are still building. You are still showing up. You are still growing. And you still want to continue to build and expand your business and create a measure of freedom. That matters. That literally makes you one in a million. And you deserve to be seen for it. This is exactly why I built Solo Boss Mom for women building businesses while raising kids and carrying invisible weight most people will never see. If that's you, start with the free 15-minute reset below. And if this message hit home, please subscribe because this channel is built for you. Thank you so much for watching. Love you so much. Cannot wait to see you on the next video.